Good evening, Onanda. This is Rekha from Agarchand Animal Jain College, Meenambakam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Yes. Okay. Good evening. Today's topic is about research writing in high impact journals. So, first, before going to do all the things, we should know about research. What is research? We have to search again and again about a particular topic, that is called research. So previously someone has found out some information. In that particular information, we are going to search something new. That is called research. So simply we can tell it as we are going to search something new with the old information, or we are going to discover some new innovation. This is research. Next, we are in the topic of research paper. What is a research paper? What it should contain? A research paper is nothing but it is a type of academic writing that should provide an in-depth analysis of the paper. What is that in-depth analysis? We have to check it out with the previous papers as well as recent papers, that all the details will be there. So when compared to the papers, we will get the research topic, what is going in the research currently, and what is in the research history of the particular topic. For example, if you are taking agriculture, means uh, previously how they have done the agriculture, nowadays what are they are doing for agriculture. So nowadays they are doing smart farming, smart agriculture, like that. How can we find out the problem? So we have to read out all the research papers previously, what the researchers have presented. So a research paper is a type of academic writing that provides an in-depth analysis of a old paper, of the old papers, and we have to evaluate the papers, and we have to find out the meaning of each and every papers of a particular or a single topic. We have to interpret, means we have to take the exact meanings of the particular title. Then we can find out the problem to research again. These things must be based on empirical evidence. What is empirical evidence? We should take the papers and we have to collect the experiments and surveys, and we have to compare each and every papers with the particular topic. Then it will be a good research paper. What are the basic qualities of a good research? Finer. What is finer? It should be feasible. What is feasible? It should be optimum. It should give the exact and good results when we are using the particular research. So it is very much feasible. Then it will create a good quality of a paper. Interesting. The paper should be interesting, and the society should impact, and they should be get benefited when you are doing some research, a paper or a topic. So it should be interesting to the society. Next one, novelty. Novel means some persons may have researched the papers with old technologies. In your research paper, you should bring the novelty. Then only the research paper will be attracted by the society. So we should bring a novelty when we are using or creating a new research paper. Next one, ethical. We should follow some ethics. Ethics is nothing but we have to follow the rules and conventions when we are writing a research paper. That is called ethical. It should be original. We shouldn't copy others' data. Predatory publications, that is duplicate, should be avoided. So your research should be in a good and ethical way. We have to create the paper. So that is the fourth quality. Last quality is relevant. It should be relevant to the previous research. Then only it will be a good research paper. So there are 5 qualities to do a good research: feasible, interesting, novel, ethical, and relevant. In research, we might have known about the word paraphrase. So what is paraphrase? We have to narrate the sentences which are presented in the old previous research papers. So when you are reading one research paper, you have to collect the summary of the particular data. That is called paraphrasing. So paraphrase it. What are the matters you want to collect from the papers? You have to paraphrase it. So see, in the para, you have to put the text in your own words. You have to collect the data from the previous papers. Then you have to change the text into your own words. And we have to avoid copying the text directly. You shouldn't copy the words directly. You just change the words by your own words. Then we have to rearrange the similar text according to the history. Then ask yourself if you included all the important points. These 4 things should be in the paraphrasing. So simply paraphrasing is called as narrating the information from the previous paper, and you are going to insert your new text by your own words to create a new research paper. During this paraphrase stage, you will get a lot of plagiarism. What is that plagiarism? This is the act of presenting another's work or ideas as your own. You are pretending that this is my idea, like that you will act. In that particular period, the plagiarism error will come. It might be severe, mild, or heavy. So the plagiarism rate should be avoided during paraphrasing method. Let's see about plagiarism. Plagiarism means using someone else's words or ideas or thoughts without properly crediting the original author. How can we give the credits to the original author? We have to give some quotes and we have to cite their articles in our new research paper. We have to give some credits to the original author. Then only we can avoid the plagiarism errors. So sometimes plagiarism involves deliberately stealing someone's work. This should be avoided. If plagiarism is more and more, then our paper will be rejected. Then our research paper will be rejected and it will be called as predatory publication. Sometimes it happens accidentally through carelessness or forgetfulness of the new researchers. So plagiarism should be avoided. So the types of plagiarism. There are 5 types of plagiarism generally: global, verbatim, paraphrasing, patchwork, self-plagiarism. What is global plagiarism? When you are taking the entire text of someone else's works as your own works, that is called as global plagiarism. It should be avoided actually. Verbatim plagiarism is nothing but we are taking the verbal words or nouns or vocabularies, then the errors will come. So we have to change the vocabularies. Paraphrasing plagiarism means when we are taking the ideas of someone's to present them as our own, that is rephrasing the ideas, it is called as paraphrasing plagiarism. For example, if we are taking child as kid, means both are equal. Nowadays, computers are using artificial intelligence technologies and AI tools. So it will compare both child and kid. Both are same meaning. It will understand using a machine learning approach, that is natural language processing method it is using. So most of the tools are using that NLP method. So paraphrasing plagiarism means we should avoid some text like rephrasing the particular nouns. Patchwork plagiarism, stitching together parts of different sources to create your own text. Patchwork means For example, in our dress, we can see lot of patches will be there. Patches means different colors. If we are using in our jean pant like that, how it will see. It will not a good look. It will not create a good look. So similarly, when we are taking, copying and cutting and pasting our works, will not be good when we are watching with the plagiarism tool. It will create some errors only. So the patchwork should be avoided. And another plagiarism is self-plagiarism, recycling your own past work. Sometimes you will publish the same paper with the other publications. It should be avoided. That is called self-plagiarism. Your own first research paper will be again published as a second research paper. So all the words should be same, and all the definitions, all the citations, all the article names there will be same. It should be avoided. So that is a great mistake. That is a self-plagiarism you only made. That is called self-plagiarism. These are all the basic types of plagiarism. It should be avoided. How to avoid the plagiarism? We have to keep track of the sources and we have to consult with the research supervisor. Next point, paraphrasing or quoting from your sources and adding your own ideas. Even you have studied the past ideas or past research papers, we have to include our own ideas with our new text. Next, crediting the original author in a text citation and in your reference list. We have to use the references, bibliography, and citation list in our new research papers. In that particular area, we have to tell and cite the codes of the original author's name and his edited volume book name and page number, including all the things. All the details should be given in the codes. Then only the plagiarism will be avoided. If you are getting the data from some other source, you have to use the citation. Let's see in the next slide about citation. Next, before going to submit your research paper, you have to use a plagiarism checker tool. Then only you can avoid the plagiarism. Paraphrasing. There are 5 major steps during paraphrasing. We have to read the original.
The slide is not moving, ma'am. Your slide is not moving.
Can you see now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now I'm showing the major steps in paraphrasing, right, sir? Can you see?
No, ma'am. This is the first slide. What is scopus? It is not moving.
Okay, sorry, sir. Can you see now, sir, plagiarism?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So sorry for the inconvenience caused. Plagiarism means nothing but someone else's words or ideas stealing. When we are stealing others' work, it is called as plagiarism. So it happens sometimes accidentally through carelessness or forgetfulness of the researchers. There are 5 types of plagiarisms during researches: global, verbatim, paraphrasing, patchworks, and self-plagiarism. Last, self-plagiarism means we are recycling our own past research work as a new one. Then it will come it as self-plagiarism. Patchwork is nothing but when we are copying and pasting from other resources, it is called as patchwork plagiarism. Verbatim means when we are taking other verbs or other words directly, that is called verbatim. So global plagiarism is when we are taking the whole text of the particular research paper, then it is called as global plagiarism. So all the plagiarism should be avoided. Next, avoiding plagiarism, we are having 4 points. We have to keep the track of the sources by the consultancy of our research supervisor. Then we have to give some credits to the original author. Then at last, we have to use some plagiarism checker tool before going to submit any research paper with any high impact journals. Can you see the screen, sir?
No, ma'am.
So now what is the screen? Can you see, sir?
It is stuck in the plagiarism.
Avoiding plagiarism is not coming, right?
No,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
types of plagiarism too.
Okay, I'm sharing you the entire screen. Sorry. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So these are the things to avoid plagiarism. Next, for avoiding plagiarism, we have to paraphrase our text when writing the research paper. Paraphrasing major steps. I have given 5 major steps here. First, we have to read the original paper until you fully understand what is the content it contains. That is the first step. So we can read a lot of articles and papers before going to select the research problem. Then only we can paraphrase clearly. Next step, we have to paraphrase the paragraphs without looking into the original. We shouldn't check with the original papers. We should get the contents. We should understand in our language. It may be Japanese or Tamil or English, whatever it may be. How can you think with your language? You should get from the original contents. Then you have to narrate it. Then you have to write in English or some languages. Next step, we have to compare our paraphrasing with the original content. It should not be similar. So we have to do that in the third step. Fourth step, we have to put some quotation marks. That is double quotations we have to use when we are getting the information from any other author's source. That is called borrowing the phrase or sentences. We should use the quotation mark. If we are not using quotation marks, then it will be a plagiarism. Then it will become to error. So we have to use the quotations marks and all the citations properly when we are getting the data from other resource, original resource. Last step, write down the name of the source and page number. That one is important during paraphrasing. So these 5 steps should be done in the paraphrasing step. That is summarizing our articles or the research papers. Paraphrasing examples, you can see here, original data is here. Giraffe is like acacia leaves and hay, and they can consume 75 pounds of food a day. How can we do the paraphrase here? The sentence should be changed. What it has been changed? A giraffe can eat up to 75 pounds of acacia leaves and hay daily. Totally the verbs, grammar, everything has been changed. The voices, active voice into passive voice, like that, they have paraphrased it. Because the computer will check it out, the sentences are same or not. Because all the paraphrasing tools contains AI mechanism, that is artificial intelligence mechanism, and all containing the database, that database containing the words and all. So it will check each and every word. Okay, so the original data has been here changed totally. See, that is called paraphrasing. So next to original is, any trip to Italy should include a visit to Tuscany to sample the region's ex-Questi wines. This original text has been changed into paraphrased, narrated into, be sure to make time for a Tuscan wine tasting experience when visiting Italy. Totally, the sentence has been changed. This is called paraphrasing. We have to change the original information by our own words. That is called paraphrasing. How can we do this now? We can do by some tools. We can do some by paraphrasing tools or plagiarism checker tools, or by our own. If you are well versed in English language or some other language, you can do by your own sentences. These are the examples for paraphrasing. What are the tools we can use to avoid the plagiarism during paraphrasing? Quillbot, Word AI, small SEO tools, Content Professor, Spinbot, Duplichecker, Chimp Rewriter, Clever Spinner. How can we purchase these paraphrasing tools? Some tools are available online, open source technologies only. These are all. When we are seeking more features to check our contents, bulk contents, or large amount of data or pictures or images, something we should pay monthly. We have to pay, and we have to get the particular tool, or we have to hire the particular tool for particular month. That is 3-month subscription, 2-month subscription, like that. We have to get the paraphrasing tools. Some tools has been given open source, that is free and open to all. That is small SEO tool, and there's Quillbot, that and all can be easily got from the internet. Okay, so let's go with the demo one. You can check with the paraphrasing tool. Another popular tools, Turnitin and Grammarly. Recently, we are all using these popular tools, Turnitin and Grammarly. And compared with Grammarly and Turnitin, Grammarly is the best one. What it is doing, actually, it is checking our own words with the grammatical errors are there, or any repeated words are there, it will check. So when compared to Grammarly paraphrasing tool and Turnitin tool, we can see Grammarly tool is the friendly tool, user friendly tool, and it is having the plagiarism checker too. When we are using the repeated words or the repeated nouns or repeated vocabularies, Turnitin will not support it, but Grammarly tool is supporting it. So when we are writing the research paper, we have to use some plagiarism checker tool or paraphrasing tool to avoid the errors. Then only we can create a effective research paper. So let's go with the demo. Give me 2 minutes. I'm taking Quillbot. That is a paraphrasing tool. Can you see the screen? What I'm sharing to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You can.
Yes. Yes. So I am going with the website quillbot.com. Here we can see lot of menus: standard, fluency, formal, simple, creative, expand, shorten, like that we are having. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to do Raju is eating an apple a day. So I have typed one sentence. Raju is eating an apple a day. I'm going to paraphrase the sentence here. I just going to click this one, paraphrase button. So what you can see here, Raju is eating an apple a day has been paraphrased as Raju eats an apple every day. So totally the sentence has been changed. So next I'm going to type again. I'm going to paraphrase it. See, I have used Raju 2 times here, but it is taking as only 1 time. So Raju is a good and heavy eater, eating an apple a day. Totally the sentences have been changed. So that is called paraphrasing. So a word is coming again and again or repeated again, that will be avoided by these types of paraphrasing tools. So we have to use for our research paper, for the quality research paper, we can use these types of paraphrasing tool. Those are all open source in the websites. So can you understand what I'm telling? Can you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, yes, thank you. Some features have been locked here because we have to pay for that. Since I'm opening with the google.com only, I can see standard and the fluency. These have been locked. Why it has been locked? You can get the formal messages here. That is a more sophisticated and professional way. When you are typing for research papers, you should get the Quillbot and you should get the Quillbot tool for 2 to 3 months subscription. It may be up to 3,000 or 2,000 only. So for a professional way, you can purchase this Quillbot. Okay, so these are all different types of menus we can use during the Quillbot paraphraser. Thank you.
No, it's not audible.
Technical. Wait, sir. Please wait for some time. Hello, ma'am. You are not audible.
Okay. Am I audible, sir, now? Sorry for the inconvenience caused.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So these are all the popular paraphrasing tools to avoid the plagiarism. We have seen this Quillbot tool, how it is working. So during that time, I got some inconvenience caused. Okay. So small SEO tools can also be used by the students, college students, and school students for writing their articles. So Content Professor is the new paraphrasing tool. It contains that AI-based technology. You can tell the words and it will type the words like that. We can use these types of paraphrasing AI tools. Next popular tools, Turnitin and Grammarly. When compared to Turnitin and Grammarly, Grammarly is the best one. Next, in our research paper, we have to use quotations. That is cite. We have to cite the other author's name and other author's paper. That is called citation. The citation is nothing but the way you tell your readers that contains the particular material is there, that is coming from another resource, that is coming from another research paper. That is called citation. So it will give some other information about a particular paper, that is called citation. You are giving some information about old author or some old books material in your research paper. That is called citation. There are a lot of citation styles are available in the research paper writing. So what is citation style? We shouldn't write in our own way. It also contains some protocols, that is a set of guidelines, rules and regulations are there to follow on how to cite the sources in your academic writing. We have to follow the particular styles during the citation. Why we have to use this citation style and citation? It will avoid plagiarism. Definitely it will avoid plagiarism. So citation is nothing but we are getting the material from another resource, another source. We have to tell in our research paper. If we are not quotating or citing that particular source, then that will create error. That is plagiarism. What are the popular citation styles and who can use the particular styles? There are different styles of citations are available. MLA's format. These are all some formats, citation formats. MLA format means that format should be used for mainly English literature, foreign languages, communications, religious studies. For that purpose, we have to use. For example, we can see ruled note, unruled note like that. During research writing, we have to follow some formats to write our research paper. according to the discipline, according to the streams, what you are in the stream. For example, if you are in the education stream or business stream or psychology stream, you have to follow the format APA, American Professional, that format. Chicago format is basically used for history, finance, anthropology, philosophy format. IEEE format is being used by the engineering department, computer science department, and IT department, information science department. They are following the rules. Then CSE. These types of format is being used by the biology, physics, chemistry, geology students. So science students are using these types of format. So we have to ask with our instructor, what are the styles we have to use? Style is nothing but that pattern will be different. The pattern will be different to these types of formats. Okay, so in IEEE, the numbering format may be different, and in MLA, the numbering format may be different. So we have to follow the rules and regulations as per the disciplines and the streams, and we have to follow the particular format. So these are some popular citation styles when we are writing the research paper. So citation style, you can see parenthetical citation, numerical citation, and note citation. These three citations are important. First, we are going to see about parenthetical citation. It is used to identify the details of the particular source. Here we can see the key to lease training a dog is a short tug on his leash. Inside the brackets, that is parenthesis. Parenthesis is nothing but regular brackets only. So we can see Caesar 7. The Caesar is the author's last name. That one is followed by the page number. So author name is followed by page number. This is called parenthetical citation. We have to use these types of citation in our particular research paper. Then it will avoid the plagiarism. Next, what are the keys to parenthetical citation? We have to keep the quotes short and make it easier for other readers. Give only the sufficient information to identify the source. Okay, so before going to paraphrasing or quoting, we have to use some quotation marks, but before the punctuation ends. Okay, before we are going to end the sentence, we should use the parenthetical citation. And here I have show you the two examples. One is Doe 115. If no author you are using, then use only the title, like Elizabeth 1, like that you can use. In this method, using parenthesis is nothing but that brackets, left and right brackets we have used here. Doe 115 is nothing but 115 is the page number of the particular book. Doe is the author's last name. So like these types, we have to citate in our research papers. Citation style should be in numerical type. So a number inside the brackets are called as numerical citation. What is superscript? Superscript is nothing but, for example, a square, b square, and all we have studied in the mathematics. So superscript means a text which contains a number in at the top of the particular text, that is called superscript. So what are the format for this numerical citation? First, we have to give the author name, last name, then first name. Next, we have to give the title of the source in quotation marks. Then we have to use some title of the container in italics format. That is the title, book title or article title or research papers title we have to give in the third format. Fourth, we have to give the volume number. In which volume? A book may contain a lot of volumes. So for example, another can give different versions, different volumes he can write. So we have to mention clearly which volume the book, in which volume the data contains. Then the year publication date we can give, and last we can give page numbers 151 to 169. You can refer these much reference if we are giving. And these numbers should be given in these parentheses. That is called numerical citation. We have to given like this, 1, 1, or 1 like this, we have to give. Next, in the citation, see 13 is here. What is 13? 13 inside the square bracket. That is a citation. See, in 13, we are having one author, Barham, Technology in the Home. So see here, 123 page to 125 we can refer here. From this page we got this information. That is the meaning of this. So see here, 14th reference number. So we can see A.J. Thomas, The Electronic Cottage, Bristol, Petrie Press, 1995 publication. So page number 56 you can see. So like this also you can give the references. See here again 13 is coming. So when the 13 is coming to the next time, we have to give the page number followed by the particular reference number. So 13 page number 124 means same thing is going to refer here, and the page number is 124. Next 15th reference is this content. So we have to follow some rules and regulations when we are going to cite our references. So these are all old authors. They have already given the information. Simply we are changing the data only by our own words. This is called paraphrasing and citation. Okay. So citation style. Next one, note citation. It includes the full citation, that is the hint of the particular research paper. Dravenberry is the speaker's last name, and the title of the lecture is Song of Silence, and title of the meeting is Discovering the Value of Silence, and date we have given here. And University of Colorado is the location where it has been held, where the article has been published, like that particular location has been given, descriptor, whether it is a lecture or conference or something, some notes we are giving here. These one type of citation. It will be changed to format to format. For example, IEEE, it contains a different style, APA contains different style, like that the style will be changed to the formats. Then what is Web of Science? It is a high impact journal. So WO, simply we can call it as WOS. It is a research platform from Thomson Reuters. Commonly, it is called as ISA Web of Knowledge. What it contains? It actually contains a big database that contains lot of research papers, and different databases are available. So it is called as multidisciplinary repository of research papers. You can directly go WOS.com and you can search the papers according to your topic, author, or DOI. DOI is nothing but each and every research paper it has been indexed means it will get the DOI. Like our mobile number, if you are a registered candidate in Airtel or some international mobile number, means you will get the IMEI number for your mobile. Similarly, for your research paper, if it is getting published and indexed in high impact journals, you will get the DOI number. So using that particular DOI number also, you can search the database of Web of Science and you can get the data of other authors. Okay. So publication year also you can give under such simply like what you are doing in the google.com, you can do it in the WOS.com. You can also advanced search advancedly, like that publication year we can put, and you can search like and or not sentences, and or not words. You can use some keywords also you can use for searching the papers of others. So what is Scopus? It is also one of the largest abstract containing database from Elsewhere publisher. This Elsewhere publisher only containing the Scopus, and advanced of the Scopus publication is SCA, Imago, SCIE, like that you can publish your paper. These are all highly indexed journals, and it also contains multidisciplinary bibliographic database, and it is getting updated daily. About 21% of indexed journals are bilinguals. You can change it into your own language. Similarly, here also you can search the titles by keywords, author affiliation, and standard number, international scientific standard number, DOI number, and references, like that you can use and search the database for getting the research papers of other authors. Okay. So last but not least, what is Google Scholar? It is also freely available, and it is a free database from Google. You can also search across many disciplines, and you can see the indexes of the particular research paper. You can combine your queries, for example, artificial intelligence plus English, like that you can search. You can combine the you can combine both the technologies, and you can search lot of papers. So Google Scholar is also free database from the Google platform. What is a good H index? We have seen Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar, all are the highly indexed journals. You can publish and you can index your paper there. If your paper has been indexed, then you should get the good H index, that is Hearst Records index. For example, here we have taken author A, author B, author C. We have taken 3 authors. See what are their publications. 3 authors having 11 publications. Author A also having 11, author B also having 11, author C also having 11. We have to find out the H index. See how it is possible. See how many publications they have given, 11. So we have to check it out with the total citations. Citations are nothing but how many of the out persons are watching or taking the particular information from the particular author's publication. For example, author A publication has been seen at first attempt 48. Yeah. His publication name is 1 means 48 new authors have searched the particular data. In the second publication, 39 authors have searched the particular data and used the particular data of the author A. But see, in author B, it is getting deferred. For author C, it is getting deferred. So they have published 11 publications, but the citations, the visit of the other authors have been changed here. As per the visit only, we can calculate the H index. When it is coming as 10 or 10 to 100, it will be a good one. For example, here we can see how it has been calculated. See, in the first publication, they have given 48 citations. So we have to check the 11. So more than 11, it is coming. So 48, 1, 39 also more than 11. So 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including 10 we have to take. Okay, so 11 citations we can see here for calculating this H index. See, 865 are below the publication, below the number of publications, so it should not be getting for the calculation. So what is the H index for the author A is 8. So he's he's having a good H index. Okay. So let's check with the author B. Here also 11 publications are available. So citations greater than 11, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are not available. Only 4 publications having larger than 11. So his H index is 4 here. See, for author C, each and every citations for his publications got 11 and more. So his H index is very, very good. So we have to compare with the citations for checking out with the good H index. Then only our paper will be published in the Scopus, Web of Science, or Google Scholar at first. So this H index is important when we are doing our research paper writing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
How could I check what is my impact factor in Google Scholar?
You have to check with the H index, G index only, sir. You can check with the citation. You just directly go to the Google Scholar.com. I'm going. Wait a minute. Scholar.google.com. Going here. Can you see the screen, sir? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, sir. See, I am typing. I know the name Ilayabalan Sivalingam. See, he has written a lot of papers here. You can see here, AI-powered banana diseases and pest detection. See, cited by 194 authors. So this is the method. You can see the Google Scholar automatically derive the data what you want. Okay, so related articles you can get here. You just go to the website scholar.google.com and create your own profile. If you are having Gmail account, you need not to create a new profile. You just enter into your Gmail account. Here I have my account, so I can see all the things. You can see that author names directly, and you just click the button, and here the citation is 194. As per the citation count only we can get the impact factor. Actually, for that we have to do some calculation. Okay. So let's check with the paper. See the metrics. I am checking with the metrics. Okay. So article have been these articles have been accessed by 70,000 other resource persons has taken these articles, and Web of Science 88 authors, new authors have taken these article. In cross reference 132 members they have taken. So these are all the impacts, actually impact factors actually. Okay, as per our citation and the number of citation details only, the impact factor has been calculated, and according to the impact factor only, the Elsevier publication, that is Scopus publication or WOS publications, will display our content in the front. So number of visiting is important, so number of citation is important here. Okay, so using that citations only we can calculate the impact factor. In next session I will tell you how to calculate the impact factor. Okay, sir, can you understand? So as per the citations only we can calculate the impact factor. So each and everyone should watch our paper, read our paper. They have to click the side button. Then only we will get a lot of impact factors. If the impact factor is 10, means your paper is a good paper, is a good quality and quality research paper. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, ma'am, for your very informative talk. And dear participants, we are moving to second session. Now I invite Dr. Jeho Sinjiresh, Assistant Professor, Christ University, Bangalore. He will act as a moderator of this second session.
Good evening, participants of scholarly audience of this workshop, and organizers from Lavender Literary Club and Cape Comorin Trust, and the other organizers from Malaysian Association for Human Resource Relationship. And this particular session, we have with this Dr. Aloysius Albert, who will be the resource person for this session. It's my pleasure, privilege, and honor to introduce him to the scholarly audience and also moderate this session. I believe, knowing him for the past 6-7 years or even more than that, and listening to him, I'm sure that his deliberations on research writing and publication would be of great use to the scholarly audience present here. So let me introduce the speaker to you all. Dr. S. Aloysius Albert is an assistant professor of English and dean of students at the St. Xavier's College, Palayam Kottai, Tamil Nadu. He has to his credit BA Philosophy, Theology and Sociology and English, MA in English and Theology, MPhil in English and a PhD in English, besides certificate course in German from Madurai Kamaraj University. He formerly he served as the HOD of English at Arulanandar College, Madurai, and has more than 10 years of teaching experience. He has widely published more than 32 research articles in the national and international journals, edited 6 books, and organized 3 national seminars. He is specialized in African literature and interested in exploring ancient wisdom and its relevance to the modern world. He is well versed in Tamil, English, Hindi, Bhojpuri, Latin, and German languages, which stands as a testimony for his intellectual competence. Because when a multilingual brain processes and creates information better than monolingual brains or bilingual brains, is an accepted phenomenon. He was a member of the academic audit team. He was a member of the academic audit team at St. Joseph's College, Kadalur. He has received the Lavender Award 2021 for his outstanding contributions to resource sharing, teaching, and research. And above all, as a person, is a humble human being known for his helping tendency and also of love for help fellow human beings. And I'm sure as his expertise will really enrich and add value to this workshop that would benefit all the participants present in this session. Over to you, Dr. Aloysius Albert. Along with the audience, even I'm eagerly waiting, listening to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. My webcam has got some problem, so I'll be speaking. I'll share my presentation. Is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Very good evening to all present in this online virtual mode. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. It's wonderful and international level of meeting you. And I thought of sharing with you for a few moments. Of course, for the last 2 days, you'll be listening to various techniques, ways in which you can write research or publish your papers. And I thought of giving you some techniques which I learned from my research, possibly may help you in doing your research in a better way. Therefore, I had chosen a topic, techniques in research writing. It's an international workshop. Of course, it provides us with a body of knowledge, facilitated practical self-learning of the basics of research. Of course, many of us are scholars or doctors. We have already done our research, but some are starting and still struggling to finish our research. And it's a process to be assisted in understanding the research process and design. And it's supposed to be procured with the tools, skills necessary to do the research. And this is supposed to be the outcome of my talk. Okay, once you listen, possibly you'll get to know the body of knowledge with a practical self-learning rather than taking from the books, also learning the research process and the design, and using some tools and skills necessary to do the research. And that will be the outcome of my talk. The basic questions that we everybody ask, is research difficult? And if I ask you, there are some 40 members in the forum listening to me. If I ask you questions, is research difficult? You make different answers, okay? But most of us feel that research becomes very hard, and then we think about what to do about it. Sometimes it's really time bounding, sometimes, not going along with the guides or the university procedures. Look at the pictures that I'm showing you. Is it difficult or it's very easy? It depends on the way you look at it, okay? Now, what is
Sir,
research?
excuse me.
Yeah.
Have you changed the slides, sir?
But it's not changing?
I don't know. Now it's changing, sir. Now it's changing. I think when it's on slideshow, we are not able to see.
Okay. Is it now? Can you see
Yeah,
that?
now we are in the 4th slide, isn't it?
Yes.
Third one. Sorry.
Third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry for this. Okay. So this is the questions I asked you. Is research difficult? And why research is hard? And what to do about it? Okay. Everybody thinks about it. And just see research. Is research a terror to the minds, including the educators and students or the scholars that we are? Terror to the minds? Or most of us have the wrong notion of the word research. Okay. Research is supposed to be finding something new, not exploring what is already there. So this concept had to be replaced. So it's not something already there, and then we are just taking and then placing it, but finding out something new. Okay, adding to the existing knowledge is actually the research. Okay, there must be something new. Otherwise, what is already given there, we are just exploring and giving to the world is not research. And therefore, conducting research seems to be very complicated, too painstaking, and too time consuming. It depends on the countries that we work. Okay, in India, it becomes very easy because it's available everywhere now. Okay, because too easy, because Control-C plus Control-V. Okay, everywhere we get it. Informations are available, so we collect and then paste it, and then we get a degree. So how many of us believe that the research can offer a viable approach to the improvement of life and the world at large? And this is the question that everybody asks before starting the research. Whether it helps, the research that we do helps improvement of life or the world at large. If that's so, a simple process to look at phenomenon again and again from different dimensions. Okay, if 10 are doing on the same topic, but 10 are doing it with the different dimensions. Each dimension may bring out a new idea, new information, or something new, and that helps the improvement of life at the same time, world at large. And this is the this is the framework that we need to have before start of the research. Even writing an article or doing a PhD research or MPhil, MA research, this focus must be there as a viable platform so that on which we develop this research. Okay. And therefore, I am from Department of English, and I have given a picture showing you there's a classical period, there's a modern period, there's a postmodern period. Now, how the outlook has been changed. Okay, it's for every field, whether you are from science, whether you are from arts, whether you are from commerce, business, any field, there must be some changes at a particular intervals. Now look at this. There's a classical, there's a modern, postmodern. During the classical period, man versus nature. So the writings were supposed to be man versus nature, then changed into man versus man, and man versus God. But changed into modern, it's a man versus society, man versus self, and man versus no God. Now in postmodern time, the same concept has been created as a man versus technology. So technology has replaced society and nature now. At the same time, in the second value, man, self has replaced by reality. And the same thing, God and no God replaced by the author, text. And this is in every field you find this kind of changes. And therefore, there are always new informations available. And we look at from different dimensions. The dimension, looking at different angles, different dimensions is very important to do the research. Not the same as others have done it. And therefore, research enhances the existing fund of knowledge. And secondly, exploring new frontiers. This is very important. That challenges the human quest. Everybody has got a quest. Even I have a quest, you have a quest. Everybody has started the quest for knowledge or something new. And that explorations of new frontiers is actually the research. And therefore, it enriches the knowledge of the ecosystem. Okay. And therefore, we talk about 3 E's of research. One is exploratory, expressive, explanatory. The moment you say explore, okay, very often use the word explore, exploration. Most of the titles of the thesis are explorative study. It means discovering, uncovering, and recovering what is there already. Second, we are expressive. We are recounting, recollecting, and recapping what has already been done. And third, explanatory, using tests, okay, a theory, maybe a practical sampling tests, theory testing, and relating to the others. So this is research. And that there are research diversities. Okay, Suppose talk from arts point of view, not from science. We say social. The moment you say social, there are gender, class, caste, race, religion. It goes on. Okay. And secondly, talk about linguistic. Say linguistic language means science, system, lingua franca, all this comes. Then you take regional or economical or locational. Okay, locational advantages. There are locational disadvantages. Based on that, we choose. That's where research becomes a very complex milieu. It may be a metropolitan, urban, mofussil, or a tribal, or even infrastructural, rich, moderate, poor, or even aspirational. And this is the latest one that we have, aspirational level of learning, that is national, international, regional level. And this is research diversity. As therefore, our research becomes, when you're choosing in any one of these is actually the topic. And therefore, once you are familiar with this basic frame of research, what is research, and then getting inside the research, and we should know the three worlds. Okay, there are three worlds. Okay, what are the three worlds? I just explained. World behind the text. Whether you are business, whether you are science subjects, whether you are having art subjects. I am from English, so I take some examples from English so that I relate also the others. Number one, world behind the text. So there is a text we are planning to explore, and the text has something behind. And what of the text and how of the text? These are two questions that we need to ask. What of the text refers to the author informations, the background informations, and how of the text, what has the relevance of this, how it has been written, the background study, context, and then situating the author, how the author has been influenced by the age in which he has lived. And therefore, this is world of the writer. Okay, so world of the writer influences his writing. This is one world. And then second world in the text. If a writer writes, okay, he has got his own particular world, and then he has placed it inside his text. And therefore, most of us call it textual analysis. We find out what is inside. This is what actually we find it from different angles at different dimensions. 10 people look at the same text in 10 different dimensions. And therefore, research becomes 10 different research topics come in. Therefore, it is a deeper reading of the text based on the research topic and questions. So this is actually we are getting inside. Therefore, this is world of the text. So first one is world of the writer, and this is world of the text. And then third one is world beyond the text. This is the interpretive stage. Okay. Now, you know what's the background in which is written. You know about the author. And then second one comes what is inside, what the world that the author has placed inside the text. Now, based on the text, what we are supposed to interpret. This is interpretive stage. This is the world of the reader. So a particular text has got world of the writer, world of the text, and world of the reader. And this combination of three makes us do research something new. Okay. And therefore, I always believe there are three P's: purpose, process, product. Product is the one you write article or research that the outcome that you have. But we should not worry about the products. We are supposed to worry about the purpose and the process. Okay. In foreign countries or foreign universities, they always say you should be worried about the process rather than the product. Okay. Because once a process is correct, the product will be all right. But in our context, most of the time, we are worried about the product. How many pages? 250 pages or 300 pages is the product. We are worried about completing 300 pages rather than doing that process that's involved in 3 years of time, or sometimes it's 5 years of time. And therefore, let me take one purpose. So you should be very clear about this purpose. What are we looking for? Doing research, we are actually informing action, contextualizing, or creating a new frontiers. So this is what we are like. We are looking for something, creating something new. And how does this purpose serve? And why do I do research? Okay. Is it my personal interest or is it a forced interest? Okay. Sometimes you're having a forced interest to do a PhD or research. And therefore, is it an academic requirement? Okay. I'm doing research just because I need to publish 2 papers or 3 papers, and therefore it's an academic requirement. Therefore, I do some research and then publish. Or is it discovery of relationship? Okay. So that's what we have to be very, very clear. So research is supposed to be experimental, or supposed to be creating a relationship And that's what it makes. So why do I do research is a question that we asked at the beginning of the research. Let me take the first one, purpose of the research. So this is the purpose: to add the existing body of knowledge, to find out what happens. And for this reason, everybody says there must be a lot of reading. Okay, review of literature, as we call it in English. Even others have also got a review of literature. To add the existing body of knowledge, to find what happens, to develop deeper understanding, to contribute to other people's well-being, to contribute to personal growth, not only others, but also personal growth, to test and disapprove a theory, to come up with a better solution, to understand another person's point of view. Not one point of view, but someone else's point of view. And this is what actually the purpose in which research starts. Now, once the purpose is clear, then comes the process. And process has got various techniques. Okay, and this is, of course, all my friends who already talked about this might have given you this process: identifying the problems and reviewing of literature, setting a research questions, objectives, hypotheses, choosing a study design, and then deciding on the sample designs and collecting data, processing, analyzing, and writing finally the concluding remarks. And this is actually the process. And if you don't follow the process, and it's a waste of time. And this process, example, I have given some techniques. Suppose, for example, okay, the thought comes to mind like a fox. A poem is written by Ted Hughes. Okay, his poem is Thought Fox. He says, thought comes to our mind like a fox, fox waiting to catch something. So thought comes at any time. And therefore, it is said, whenever a thought comes to our mind, immediately we have to note down. Okay, that seems to be something new rather than what we have already read. Okay, our mind actually inspires certain times. Sometimes you have inspirational quotes or inspirational words that come, and that has been noted down. Okay, and therefore it is like a thought fox, you have to catch it correctly. Okay, so reading becomes very, very important in this process. Okay. 3 years of time you have again. Not sometimes. Yesterday I got a call, and the person said, this is the 10th year I'm doing the research. I have to complete it. Please kindly go through the papers. The 10th year of research. Okay. Now, even at the 10th year, we're finding very difficult to complete it. Now the time frame has been increasing from 2 to 3 years. Now it's almost 5 to 6 years. And that's why the first question is why it's so difficult. So I'm here to teach you how to fish rather than feed you fish. Okay. So taking notes is very, very important in the process. That's why I'm telling it's a process. As you are reading, we read a lot of things, but we don't take any notes of it. And finally, we search, we don't find it. So when I read, you need to note down. So when I was doing my MPhil, and my professors taught me how to take notes. Okay, those days you used to have this card system. And you need to collect, and then behind you write the bibliography informations. Of course, now nobody does it. Okay, but it was very, very helpful. Even today, I follow. Even when you read something, I write, and behind I just quote so that I don't miss anything. So this kind of taking notes techniques always helps for research and recollecting ideas. It's not possible. Human brain is not that possible to have that much of IQ to hold everything, and therefore you need to note down. That becomes something new. Okay, research, we have having different angles when you're reading, and our brain always gives you different dimensions, and that should be noted. This is called a process. Okay, and therefore process becomes very important in the writing. And then finally comes product. So we should not worry about the products. We should be worried about the process. Okay, automatically process is correct, product will be correct. So we are worried about product rather than the process. And therefore, if you are clear with your product, you will have new improved evidence, new improved analysis, and new improved concepts. Okay, you need not worry about the products. It will be perfect. Okay, nobody will make a comment on your product if your process is correct. Okay, and therefore technique number 2. Suppose I have taken an example. Author, I take in English. Sorry if others are there. Take Amita Ghosh is a writer. Okay, this Amita Ghosh writes about fiction, poetry, drama. Okay, it comes under diasporic literature. Okay, and just to give an example, critical idea is that possibly gender, caste consciousness, all this is come as a critical idea. But problem is less explored authors, literature's ideas. He is a well-known author, and lot of exploration is done. Okay, now if If a known author have very little idea about it, we can explore it. But if the author is known, there are thousands and thousands of theses has been written about this, and what are you going to do about this man called Amita Ghosh? How many angles you can able to, how many dimensions? Okay, and that's why it becomes a repetitive in most of the cases. Okay, and therefore preliminary reading is there, article or thesis or recitation. Okay, so what we are supposed to do is, for any, if you are reading a review of literature, you are supposed to look for the concluding remarks, or we call it scope for further research. Every thesis, every article is supposed to give a scope, and the scholars or researchers supposed to find this scope for further research, and that gives a clue to do something new. Suppose technique number 3, selection of a topic. I give an example of this. Thesis on post-colonialism in Amita Ghosh or Jhumpa Lahiri or Anita Desai or Salman Rushdie. These are known authors. Or spirituality in Sri Aurobindo or Paulo Coelho, or feminism in Shashi Deshpande, Manju Kapoor or Bharati Mukherjee. So now by doing research, we are adding to what scholars already know about these things. But research which is obvious, already known, is of little use to anyone. Now this is what post-colonialism is well-known topic. But if you are talking too generalized topic, it becomes very, very difficult to do a research and finding something new. You can find something old, but something new or new frontiers, new concepts, it's very difficult if you are going for a very well-known authors. And you may earn a degree, but that would not prove that you have done a research. Okay. That's one. So I have given two kinds of way of choosing a topic. One is inductive approach, the other one is deductive approach. Okay. Inductive approach says from specific particular to general knowledge or theoretical frameworks. Okay. Or from deductive means we are generalizing to particular specific. I have given an example. So for every thesis, you are supposed to make a hypothesis. Okay. Now, a particular hypothesis is given. How it is framed, just look at it. Representation of femininity in the post-independence Indian novels in English. So I have taken one example from English. Okay. Now, how do you frame a hypothesis? Representation of femininity in the post-independence Indian English novels. Now the hypothesis is supposed to be framed. Representation of femininity in the post-independence Indian novels in English differs significantly from the representation of femininity in the pre-independence. If you don't know what is pre-independence, how do you explain about the post-independence? And this is what most of the time we don't even give an hypothesis, but we frame about the post-independence, but in no way relation to pre-independence. How is it possible to do research without pre-independence Indian novels? And that's what actually we are. So this we need to give a historical reasons. This is called deductive method. Or even you say archetypal patterns in the post-90s Indian poetry in English by women. If you are to particularizing your topic about women, but it may start with an analysis of the patterns in various Indian women poets in English writing in the 90s, because we are taking post-90s. So you should always have relations in making hypotheses. So this becomes very important in the research. Okay. The technique number 4, doing a research. We read a lot of things. Okay. We read from articles, books, journals, all kinds of things before doing a research, but rarely we note down. So my technique, my way of looking at this research is we need to draft outline. Kindly draft outline. How? See, this is an example I have given. Water in the context of Tamil Nadu. Okay. So now chapter 2, water in the context of Tamil Nadu, the current condition and causes. This is the title. But look at the way that outline has been given. Okay. This outline helps in framing and particularizing or making a frame of mind focused. Okay. Otherwise, we'll be choosing something which is no relevance, and then we want to fit in whether it fits into chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and then finally it becomes a collage. Okay. So that's not the way that research has been done. So when you are reading it, when you are having a review of literature, this point has been noted, and then make it's a tentative outline. It's not that finally you are finalizing it. A tentative outline, it may change, but the outline helps us to be focused. So here, for example, 2.1. Of course, in literature, we don't use the numbers, but other genres, they use it. Water scenario, an overview, and then economy. In this, you find 2.3.1. So likewise, if you make it, of course, you can delete it afterwards once your thesis is written. But this framework helps us be focused. Technique number 5. This another technique I use. Suppose you gather materials, resources from primary, secondary, books, articles, web resources, and most of the time we find it difficult to get where. Sometimes I find in the thesis, some bracket will be given, no numbers will be given, no names of the authors will be given there. But if you search, you will not find it, because you might have taken from some books, articles, but it is there empty. Now, how do you find it? We have to spend days and nights to find one article which is placed in a textbook. So therefore, simple example I give is that use these techniques of writing footnote system. Okay, of course, footnote system is removed because we are following APA format or MLA 9th format. This footnote system, you follow it, and then later you can remove it. Okay, but this helps. Okay, I'm talking from my point of view. It may not suit you, but I find it very easy. Now, suppose I have given an example here, and I quote Castle 222, and I have given a footnotes. Footnotes has come down. I keep all the information relevant to the bibliography. Okay, but this comes as a footnote in every page. Okay, but what happens is once you finish this, and then at last what you can do is you can Control Shift F, use the footnote, and then there is a mark here. See F, Control F is to replace. Once you use this, all your footnotes will go. You can copy and paste in your bibliography information. So it's you made double entry, but it can be removed. Okay, that number 2 in the footnotes can be removed easily, but it will be relevant when you are making it to. Suppose we are deleting something. Okay, in between. Okay, now what will happen? The footnote, the bibliography information will be deleted, but it will be there in your bibliography information. Okay, so bibliography will show that you have quoted, but if you are deleting from the text, the only bibliography information remains there, but it will not be here. And therefore, use this footnote system, automatically that get deleted. Okay, so research area, research questions, research topics, research outlines, I already given you, and also list of resources. And what happens, make sure that there is enough authoritative information on your topic. Okay, authoritative information is very relevant. Now, everything is available in a website, and all the information on the website is not relevant. It may be a personal views. Therefore, you need to be very careful about authoritative information and save your time and decrease your stress level if you don't wait until the last minute to locate the books, articles you want to use. And as you locate your books and articles, make sure you note all the information that you will need to create a bibliography for your paper. That's I'm just talking about. So bibliography is very important. And therefore, I'm just given you, if you are using your computer, use the footnote system. And at the end, once you finish your writing, then copy and paste in your bibliography, and then you remove this footnote system. Technique number 6, use simple language. Okay, so we think that bombastic words and long phrases will make very excellent research, but we need to have an example. I am hungry. This word I am hungry can be used slightly. This is called Shakespearean language. Let it be known to the birth giver that my stomach consists of emptiness. Okay, so now if you're giving a new information in frontiers of knowledge, but it should be understandable by others. Okay, not expressing our vocabulary strength. Then techniques number 7, use time frame. Okay, most of the theses are written at the 11th hour. I don't know how many of you are exact with me. Most of the theses are written at 11th hour. Fine, last 6 months or 3 months. Even publishing papers in the last, today I'm going to submit, but yesterday I published my two of my papers. That's what most of the scholars tell. Okay, you are publishing, you are going to submit today, but the publication has been done just previous day. How is it possible? So this is what happens. So we need to have outline of the time frame. Otherwise, you will not finish even if you have 10 years, you will not finish. And that's why most of the scholars struggle, because they don't frame the time. Okay, and then evaluate for relevance, give to others. Okay, your thesis, give to 2-3 experts, and evaluate for relevance, reliability, and the right and truthfulness and point of view. And this comes to plagiarism, all kinds of things. Okay, you have to discuss with your friends, discuss with the scholars, discuss with the guide. Okay, so that we evaluate. Okay, so everybody gives some new way of looking at the same point of view, so you can add it, and therefore it's relevant to evaluate before you submit. Okay, so again 3 P's: pose, probe, persuade. Okay, posing means choose what to study, probe means make plans, and persuade means create knowledge. Okay. Just passing remarks. I just want to see our higher education in 21st century is all about developing ability. Okay. We say we are living in a world where 2K kids need 5G skills. Okay. I was giving a talk on this. 2K kids need 5G skills, 5th generation skills. We can't teach the techniques with the old son. So higher education in 21st century is all about developing ability. Okay. So from acquiring skills to mastering skills, we don't need acquire, but we need to master. Okay. From learning to learn, learning to do, learning to be, and learning to become. This is actually the developing ability. Okay. And then secondly, knowledge creation. We call it constructivism. Okay. From knowledge absorbing society. So far, our system has taught us that we need to absorb knowledge. But today, 21st century says the knowledge generating society. We need to become a knowledge generating society rather than knowledge absorbing society. So our research should not be on what is already been done, but what something new has been created. And therefore, this becomes a demonstration of knowledge, practical outcome. All this comes into knowledge creations. And thirdly, we also need to have global competency. Okay. We have been struggling in our research. Okay. Our papers have been evaluated by the foreigners, but foreign papers are not evaluated by the Indians. And still believe that because of the global competency. So from working harder to working smarter. Okay, we work hard, but then no need. It's not enough. But we need to work smarter. Okay, and that's what very important in 21st century. And therefore, we need to become thinkers. We need to become participants. We need to become individuals who are self-directed. We are talking about pedagogy, andragogy, and autogogy. Also, we need to become contributors. And fourthly, very importantly, we need to become producers of new knowledge. And that's what actually research is all about, producing new knowledge. And we become communicators, not only effective communicators, but also efficient communicators. And finally, we become persons of all-round development. Okay. So, a conclusion, you should know your existing literature well in order for research to be innovative and exciting. Okay. So, if you want to make our research, whether it's an article or research papers or PhD thesis, we need to make our research very innovative, very exciting. Okay. And given reference, okay, you can just see stages and activities approach to 3 Ps. It's a very, for a reference. And also you find extended writing research skills, okay, by McCormack. Also you find a beginner's guide to doing research in English. I will post and talking about English studies in India today. It's by Kepkar Sachin. Okay. I hope I have made your time valuable, and thank you for listening to me. Hope something you received from my research or my talk. And I hand over to the moderator. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Aloysius Albert. It was an informative, insightful session. More of sharing your personal experience with the intellectual content so that the audience would have had a first-hand experience of how to approach research and research problem, especially in terms of literature. Thank you so much, sir. Now, the floor is open for the audience. If you have any questions, you can post it on the chat box. Or if you want to ask questions, you can pose your questions to the resource person. Okay, so we don't have any questions here. Thank you again, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
for the informative session.
Because I made something.
Yeah, of course, sir.
Contributions.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sincerely thank everyone for listening to me. Thank you so much.